So in this Palworld video, we're going to be covering 20 secret or lesser known features that you may not have known were in the game. Hopefully this helps you all out in some kind of way. This took a while to compile all of this into one video, but I feel like it's genuinely going to help out the Palworld community. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into all of these now. Enjoy. Alrighty, so this first hidden feature is over how you can slide down hills. All you gotta do is find a hill and then run and then hold in the roll button and you will literally slide until the end of the hill. And a good way to get a boost while you are sliding is just to jump and then glide. Look at that! Whoo! You can pick up some serious speed. Definitely worth it to utilize this while traversing around. Anyways, this next feature is over how you can capture merchants, or in general human NPCs, and bring them back to your base. If you manage to capture a merchant, you'll be able to trade with that merchant at your base, so it's nice. So yeah, check this out. First off, you can find some merchants over here at the small settlement. This is where the fast travel point's located out on the map. So just head over here. You'll be able to find a merchant straight down this path at this house. There will be a couple merchants here, but this is where one of them is located at the small settlement. So yeah, I'll go ahead and attempt capturing this one. It's going to get me wanted temporarily, but no biggie. So yeah, we're just going to get them low enough to capture. That should be low enough, and then I'm going to just throw a pow ball at them. Only 4% right there catch rate. Ooh, went up a little. Lower him a little bit more. Yeah, got him. So I just call it the Wandering Merchant, level 30. Now if I head back to my base and make him work at it, he'll be just wandering around the area, and I can go up to him and purchase or sell some things from him. So yeah, this is awesome. Keep in mind, at the moment, other than this, human NPCs aren't beneficial whatsoever. Like for instance, the Wandering Merchant here only has level 1 handiwork. And for those of you wondering, are you able to just summon him and then trade with him anytime? Unfortunately, no. He just runs from you, and I wasn't able to talk to him when I actually had him as like one of my pals that I could summon from the Pal Spear. Anyways, this next hidden feature that's worth it to know about is trying to target the back of the pals that you're trying to capture. You'll have a higher chance of capturing them if you throw the Pal Spear at the back of them. As you can see, it states back bonus 23%. Of course, the spear has something to do with how much back bonus you're going to get. The better the spear, the more back bonus you'll get. But yeah, it's definitely worth it to use the back bonus to try to get a capture. Anyways, carrying on, this next one is going to be over how to get your mounts to be faster. There's actually a few passive skill variants out there that will make your pal faster. One of the passive skills is called Nimble, and this will increase your movement speed by 10%. There's also another passive skill out there. This is one of the best ones that you can get, and it is called Swift. This will increase your pal's movement speed by 30%. There's also another one that will increase your pal's movement speed by 20%, and that one's called Runner. So yeah, just be on the lookout for passive skills that will increase your movement speed on specifically the pal that you're using for your mount, just because that will help you get around places even faster. It's definitely good to know about. Which I'll be getting into a feature a little later in this video on how to find specific passive skills on pals as quick as possible. It's a nice method to take advantage of if you're looking to try to get specific passive skills on pals. Next up here, I wanted to get into another passive skill that I thought was beneficial to know about, and I didn't realize that it was even in the game until later. And that is how you can have your pals to have better work speed. They'll be able to farm faster, mine faster, cut trees faster. You get it. They'll be able to do anything faster while at your base working. And the passive skills that you want to be on the lookout for that will increase work speed, one of them is called Conceited. Check that out. Work speed plus 10%, however, it lowers your defense. But who cares? Most of the time, this pal is going to be at your base working, so the work speed is the most important, not how strong it is or how much it can take. There's also another work skill called Serious. This will make it so your work speed is 20% faster. And there's another one called Work Slave. This will increase your work speed by 30%. However, it will decrease your attack by 30%. But once again, who cares? Because this PAL is going to be at the base more than out and about attacking. So yeah, having PALs with better work speed that are at your base will help you produce more things faster over time. Anyways, now since we know a few good passive skills to be on the lookout for, now I'm going to show you a feature that you can utilize to farm PALs to potentially get the passive skills on them. All you got to do is, well, first off, find the PAL that you're looking for in this specific area, and then how you can make it so you'll get different PALs each time you spawn in is by doing this. Like for example here, there's typically a Nightwing that spawns in this location, but as you can see, there's no Nightwing in sight at the moment. How I can reset the spawn though is just by simply fast traveling away somewhere and then fast traveling right back, which only takes a few seconds to do. Once you fast travel back, there will be a new set of spawned PALs in the area. And as you can see, I got a Nightwing this time around in this vicinity. But yeah, now all I gotta do is capture it, and it will state what passive skills it has below when you capture it. As you can see here, this Nightwing has Nimble, which Nimble increases movement speed by 10%. Which is beneficial to have on a PAL that you can ride, because you're getting around just a little bit faster than usual. And keep that in mind for every other area that you're trying to farm PALs at to get different passive skills on them. You may have to travel a little further to get to them, but they will respawn once you leave the area and then come back. So once you capture the PALs that you were looking for around in that area and you didn't get the passive skills that you were looking for, just leave the area and then come back, and the PALs will be spawned back again. But yeah, work speed and movement speed passive skills were one of the features that I didn't really realize were in the game until later after playing. I figured I'd share this. Alright, so this next pointer is going to be over mining. Some of you might have seen these rocks around that contain ore in them, and also you might have seen like rocks around that contain coal and other materials within them, and you might have been wondering, why isn't my PAL helping me mine these? I know I genuinely was curious about this when I was first starting. Like for an example here, check this out. When I spawn in Kativa, which has a level 1 mining skill, it will not mine these rocks that contain ore. It will mine rocks that contain stone, like this one here. Like for example, Kativa came over here and just started mining this stone farm that I have set up. And well, that's all level 1 mining can do. Level 1 mining can only mine the stone rocks. It can't mine like the ore and coal and sulfur and whatnot that you may find around in the game. What can mine the bigger rocks are level 2 mining and up. Like for example here, Dumud can mine these rocks that contain ore in them, which is definitely beneficial. See? It'll now just go straight up and start mining this. Kativa will not. Here's another example. This is a level 3 mining PAL. And of course, this one is also able to mine the rocks. So yeah, that's good to know. Anyways, let's keep it moving though. This next feature that you might have not known was in the game is how you can actually assign one extra PAL to be working at your base. Like for a quick example here, I'm just going to quickly just put a bunch of random PALs down. Just a bunch of random ones. Let's just get it maxed out here. Now, as you can see, I have the max slots going on. So yeah, I got the max PALs that I can have at my base currently, and I can just add in an extra one to do some extra work. Like for example, if I want to make some ingots and I don't feel like getting out a fire type PAL, all I gotta do is just spawn in this one. Just spawn in a fire type PAL and it'll start crafting the ingots for me, so I don't have to take up an extra spot or get rid of a PAL that I already have working at the base to put in the fire type to do some smelting or something. This is definitely a handy feature to know about, how you can just have an extra PAL working at your base. Anyways, this next one is over how to move your base, and the only way to do that is by disassembling the PAL box. So one way to disassemble the PAL box is pulling up the build menu and then choose disassembly mode, which you can see what button you have to press at the bottom of the wheel there. Once you choose disassembly mode, you can then disassemble the PAL box. And you will get your materials back for disassembling the PAL box too, keep that in mind. And now you can place this PAL box somewhere else. And wherever you decide to place it, that will be where your new base is located at. So that's how you move it. Also, it's good to know that when you are moving bases, Your chest will stay there. Some things will stay here at your base once you do delete the PAL box. You can just get rid of everything to get back your materials if you want to do that. It's totally up to you if you want to take the time to do that. And keep in mind, you don't have to technically be at your base to disassemble it. You can just hover over it, and as you can see, it will state what you can press to dismantle the base if you want to do it from further away. But like I mentioned before, a lot of things will remain, such as everything in your chest. Actually, you know what, on that point, that's what I want to get into next, is how you can easily transfer everything over to your new base. Because some of you may have a lot stocked up and you just don't have enough carry space to get everything over to get over to your new base. A trick that you can do when you're over encumbered, as most of you may know, this is what it looks like when you have too much in your inventory. You literally cannot take a step. You can only spin in circles here. But a trick that you can do so you will be able to get over to your new base is by getting out a mount that has a boost. This specifically works well with Nightwing. There may be some others that this works well with. But yeah, first off, I'm going to make sure I'm not over encumbered at the moment. I'm going to get on my mount first. So then this is when you would, loot your chest or whatever. I'll go over here and loot this chest. Actually, there's not even enough over here for me to be over encumbered. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to loot all this right here. Alright, I'm going to pick up this ore. Okay. Now I'm over encumbered. Now how you are able to move while being over encumbered is by using a boost attack. The animation will allow you to move. So this will make it so you can get closer to your fast travel point to be able to get out of here. Alright, I got a little too far from it. Alright, now I see fast travel. Now I can just press B and go over to my new base. Now, if you don't have your new base already up somewhere, which, by the way, you're able to get multiple bases when you get your base level 10. But, yeah, if you don't have your new base already made somewhere, but you know around in the general vicinity that's in, just fast travel to the fast travel point that's nearby where your new base will be located at. So, like, for example, say like you're going to make a base over here. Just fast travel to here. And then once you get over here, you can make your way over to your base. But I'm just going to go ahead and fast travel to my second base because I already have it made. And yeah, here I am, spawned into my new area that I could transfer all my stuff at. I still can't move, but now I can just drop my stuff. It doesn't matter. And then I can just run over to my chest and quick drop it all in my deposit. Which that's another little hidden feature that I wanted to go over that a lot of people seem to miss, is how you can like quick store everything in your inventory. You don't have to like manually do it one by one. I'll go ahead and give you all an example. So I just got out wood, coal, and ore, right? And you see ore, wood, and coal over here. All you gotta do is just press RB if you're on Xbox to quick stack everything that you have in your inventory that the chest has that you're going to be depositing. Like for example, I got ore, wood, and coal, but so does the chest, and I'm able to quick stack all of that into the chest without having to do them each one by one or manually. I don't even have to scroll over it. It just automatically quick stacks into the chest's inventory. This is definitely handy to know, and I totally overlooked this for a while. I didn't even realize this was a feature. It states how to do it in the bottom right of the chest. You see, for Xbox, it's RB once again. Anyways, another quick feature that is handy to know, especially when you're trying to move bases and you just want to be able to carry more, and that is if you have a Kativa in your party, it'll increase your carry weight by 50. And if you have a full party of Kativas, yes, they will stack. So you can increase your carry weight by a total of 250 extra pounds if you have a full party of Kativas. This next one I'm going to be showing you all is how to get different bosses to spawn in. And by that I mean, first off, you're going to have to find a dungeon to enter. Here's one located right here by the Rain Syndicate Tower entrance. I'm going to go ahead and go on inside here, and I'm going to head to the boss inside here. Anyways, once you get to the boss area within the dungeon, a way to switch up the boss in case you don't like this one and you may be trying to catch a specific one or something, all you got to do is just turn around and head backwards. Just head back to where you came from within the dungeon, and eventually an autosave feature will pop up at the top right, as you saw there for a split second. Once you get that autosave feature to pop up, you can then just run back to the boss and it should be something different. So yeah, this is a way where you can get different boss fights to take place inside the dungeon. This time I got a Rushor out there, and you can capture the alpha pal, the big one. So yeah, keep this little feature in mind if you're looking for a specific alpha pal to keep switching up the type of bosses that you get. Oh, and speaking of bosses, you know the different pal pictures that you see around on the map? Those are where different high-leveled pals are at. These are like alpha variants of the pals that you can find regularly somewhere else. I will say you are able to also capture these too. These are actually stronger than the ones that you find in a dungeon, and they're definitely worth it. It can just be really challenging to be able to actually catch them. Alright, so this next feature is how you can use the campfire to your advantage. Like for example here, I could just pull out the build menu and go over to food. Normally the campfire is used to make food with, right? However, you can also use it as a weapon. Check this out. I'll go ahead and place it right underneath this mammo rest. And now build it. And once it's done being built, the mammo rest will now start taking fire damage. And as some of you may know, fire does some serious damage to grass type. Sometimes the PAL will move off the campfire, and if that happens, just disassemble it and follow the PAL and then place the campfire back down. This is a way where you can deal damage to the PAL without the PAL getting hostile with you. So you can get it really weak and then attempt to capture it. This is also good to do at night because you will find a lot of PALs sleeping. You just want to look for PALs that are more stationary, or if you do have problems with the PAL walking around a lot, just get used to where its movement is and just place the fire in front of where it will more than likely walk to, just so it walks over the fire. And keep in mind, you can place way more than one campfire down. The more you have down, the more damage it's going to do. And when it starts to get really low, just disassemble the fire. Alright, that should be low enough. Now I'm going to go ahead and try to capture it from the back. Back bonus. Oh, it was a fail. Keep in mind, once you do try to capture it, the mammo rest will be hostile. But yeah, this is an easy way to capture a high level, especially if you're lower and can't really deal that much damage to it. You can just weaken it with the fire. It won't become hostile with you until you try to capture it. And then just go ahead and spam your PAL ball at it. Anyways, this next awesome feature is over how to get an unlimited supply of PAL spears. So you'll have tons to use. All you gotta do is capture this PAL right here, Vixie. As you can see, the partner skill states sometimes digs up items from the ground when assigned to the ranch. However, it doesn't say what it exactly digs up. It actually digs up at the ranch an unlimited supply of PAL balls. And you can find this PAL right around the small settlement. Just go over to where you see a bunch of the fall trees and Vixies spawning around this vicinity. So yeah, be on the lookout for this. This is a great PAL to get. It'll load you up with a lifetime supply of PAL spears to use to capture different PALs. Anyways, next feature that you may not have known existed in the game is over how you can get wanted. You can get wanted in Palworld. If you attack an officer or a random human NPC, such as like a trader or something, you will get a wanted status. Check this out. Bam, just attack that. Alright, the officer just came out of nowhere on me, but I got assault ×1 right now, and each different officer or trader or something you hit, you get a higher assault level. So now I'm at assault ×3. Now they start coming in with machine guns. Yeah, it's insane. The higher level you get, they start coming harder at you. So yeah, they don't give up. And to top it off, they'll literally follow you anywhere. So if you fast travel to your base, yeah, they're going to follow you over to your base. It's going to be a war. Check this out. I'm just fast travel over here just for an example. I'm literally up in the mountains too. Like in the middle of nowhere. And they made it up here. See? Look at that. Freaking crazy. And look how high I am right now. I am super high up. Yeah, they don't stop coming, it feels like. I'm just going to go ahead and choose to respawn, just so I get that wanted level off of me. But yeah, that's another little feature you may not have known existed. Anyways, this next feature is over how you can buy PALs. One place where you can go to buy them is over here at the small settlement. It's located right here on the map. And yeah, when you get over here, you can find one merchant inside this building, which I just used this merchant as an example. of getting wanted. But yeah, if you talk to him, he'll have some pals for sale that you can purchase from him. And keep in mind, these pals will switch up over time. You'll be able to purchase different pals from him, not just these that you're seeing. You can also sell to him as well. You could choose to sell different pals to him if you want. You can sell multiple pals at once too. And yeah, it can add up to a pretty penny depending on the pals you have for sale. So yeah, this is another feature you may not have known existed in the game. You can buy and sell pals. There's also another merchant you can run into, specifically at the small settlement, which just brings me to my other feature, and that is how you are able to buy an unlimited supply of materials from merchants. Like, for example here, if you're in need of flame organs, which as some of you may know, you have to take out or capture fire type pals to get flame organs from them. And it can be a grind getting a lot of them. However, it's not so much of a grind just going here to this wandering merchant and just purchasing as many as you literally want and can afford. Pretty awesome. Definitely speeds up time purchasing them rather than having to farm for them. And also, like the PAL merchant, this guy's inventory will also switch up over time. So just because you don't see the materials you're wanting currently from this merchant, you may see them over time in the future when the inventory switches up. There's also different schematics that you can purchase from this wandering merchant as well, specifically hat schematics right now. As you can see, there's a bunch of different hats you can purchase from them. Anyways, this last one will be over these fruit trees that you can find around in the world. This is what they'll look like, and they'll have fruit on them that you'll be able to pick off of it. And this fruit will actually teach your pals different skills, well, different powers. As you can see, for example, here, this grass skill fruit, it helps one of my pals learn seed mine. So all I have to do is just use it, and then whoever I want to learn seed mine will learn it. Nightwing has now learned a new active skill, seed mine. Pretty awesome. There's all kinds of different skills you can teach your pals. It's something not really that well known. You have to find the tree, which here is where I found one of them at. But yeah, I guess that's wrapping up this video. Hope you all found this enjoyable and something in here was able to help you out. I'm out of here though. As always, thanks for taking the time, watching and listening. Until next time, peace.